I've just witnessed an incredible death-defying sport. In the bitter temperatures of winter, a growing number of adventurous and audacious climbers around the world are now scaling frozen waterfalls. As they cling to brittle ice, their every move is heart-stopping. One false step and they can fall to their death. Even for the most experienced, it is a serious test of their physical and mental skills. Clinging precariously to the icicles of a frozen waterfall, 26-year-old Emily Harrington is pushing her body and mind right to the edge. Up here, every decision, every move matters. Doesn't that ice get a whole lot thinner at the top?
I don't know, actually. I think it's probably still pretty solid. There is still water running through it, though, which is kind of awesome.
I wouldn't have called it awesome, but glad you did.
Yeah.
While it may be awesome, it can also be deadly. I just don't get frozen waterfall climbing.
Okay.
Because let's not pretend, it's seriously dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It is dangerous, and it's scary. It does really scare me.
This is ice climbing, the extraordinarily treacherous business of scaling waterfalls literally frozen in time. An extreme sport that, despite proving deadly, continues to lure scores of brave-hearted climbers like Will Gadd. You think about death on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think about death a lot. Anything that you do in life is ultimately fatal. Life itself's fatal. So for me, I want to do these things that are worthwhile and beautiful. And ice climbing is certainly worthwhile and beautiful to me.
How many of your colleagues have said that and died?
I've probably lost, I guess, 3 or 4 friends ice climbing over the years, and that's a fair number.
Emily is happy calculating the odds as she hangs perilously from what most of the year is a gushing waterfall. But when winter temperatures tumble to well below zero, this cascade of water becomes as solid as a rock. So part of your brain knows that this is slightly illogical.
Yeah, but life's boring if you don't have that little element of spice, right?
From the spice rack today, it's chilly. And I definitely feel a shiver as I step it out with Emily and our guide Adrian on a trek through snow. We're on our way to their favourite frozen waterfall, tucked away just outside Vail in Colorado. Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an awesome day.
At almost 9,000 feet, it wasn't just the thin air that was challenging. To climb a waterfall, you first have to climb a mountain. When we finally arrive, we're greeted by this. amphitheatre, a rarely seen world of giant icicles. And at the top, the imposing waterfall Emily intends to climb.
So this is it, Emily?
Yeah, right here.
This is the, what did you call it?
It's called the rigid designator.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think it's cool because it's in a very dynamic state, right? It doesn't exist half of the year.
That's right.
And then it's always changing, even when it does exist. So it's yeah, it's a unique thing to do, I think.
Oh, yeah, without doubt.
Emily is so comfortable in this harsh environment, it's easy to forget I'm about to witness an extreme sport that is extremely risky. You can suddenly become afraid mid-climb.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that?
Just have to calm yourself down. I mean, the only way to get through it is to make rational decisions.
What do you do? What do you say?
You know, in a way, you shut that part of your brain down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
To better understand the athleticism, the strength and skill it takes to scale a frozen waterfall, we've set Emily up with an earpiece and microphone and positioned cameras to capture her every move, her every breath.
Emily, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
From below, there's little doubt this is an extraordinary feat.
I don't know why this next section just looks a bit thinner to me.
Maybe because it gets like a little bit steeper. I feel okay about it.
I'm glad you feel okay.
But it's cool because there's like water running behind the ice right now. You can see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So this frozen waterfall is actually not completely frozen.
It's not totally frozen, no.
The thing that I thought, and I still do, is that the most dangerous part of climbing a frozen waterfall is that ice is unpredictable.
I completely agree with you. But I still hold the opinion that as long as you go into it, you know, with the proper knowledge and the proper technique, you can do it and not be considered like extreme or a daredevil or whatever.
From the beginning, Emily was a natural. She started rock climbing when she was 10, and within a few years was a champion.
I think initially I loved climbing because it was this very simple, joyful thing to do as a kid, and gradually I fell more and more in love with it because it is a really complicated sport. It's a sport that requires a lot of physical strength and mental strength, a lot of creativity. I think it's exciting. Upside down.
So right now, you're having to engage just about every muscle to do this.
Training is almost as excruciating as the real thing.
The footholds are really good, so I don't have to engage my core as much. But as the footholds get worse and further apart, then it gets harder the moves get harder.
Okay. It's okay for me, but I can see it's not much fun for you.
No, it's fun. It's a different kind of fun.
It's painful fun.
Yeah.
Nothing short of supreme fitness is essential, along with the physical agility and mental strength of an elite athlete.
So it's a little bit like, you know, a spider, really. We're just literally clinging to a rock.
Yep.
And no one can cling to ice quite like this man.
You could tell somebody is ice climbing a tremendous amount by the sides of their little fingers.
Is that what you rely upon?
Yeah, that's where you're hanging onto the ice tool, right?
46-year-old Will Gadd has been doing this for 30 years.
I have to be better than 99.9% sure that it's good to go, because I'm going to keep doing these sports over and over and over again.
If it's frozen, you can almost guarantee Will Gadd has climbed it. One of the most challenging was here, the Helmcken Falls in Canada.
You're climbing upside down, like across the roof of your house or the ceiling of your house. And yeah, it's a lot of fun and very, very physical. It's like climbing out the underside of an enclosed stadium. That's about the same scale. That's how big it is.
No ice climb, it seems, is too great or too small. But even for a veteran, it doesn't always go to plan.
Yeah, generally when you hear a big crack in your ice climbing, something has just gone really wrong and you're about to have to deal with it. And I have ridden icicles, I've been climbing on them and had them break.
Emily Harrington understands the dangers, and as she climbs, each screw is carefully inserted, each move carefully considered. Finally, she nears the top.
This is the part I never like.
It's hard to fathom that Emily is now at the point where just a few months ago, this was a mountain of water plummeting over the edge.
Cool.
Are you there?
I'm at the top, yeah.
Hey! How is that?
It's awesome. Super awesome.
As winter gives way to a new season, the ice will melt and this giant waterfall will thunder back to life. Climbers like Will Gadd and Emily Harrington can reminisce about another spectacular year in the dramatic and dangerous world they inhabit as they await Mother Nature's next winter challenge.
Does the rush then come at the end of it when you have conquered?
I never honestly feel like I conquer anything.
Really?
I figure out how to exist with it. I figure out how to get through it in a way that's safe and engaging. If I stand on the summit of a mountain, I'm a guest there. I haven't conquered it.
If you were told you could not climb again, how would that impact upon you?
It's one of my biggest fears in life. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. It's something that scares me for sure. It's not
That
being
scares you
able
more than anything else.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9 Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.